This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
One of the most astonishing examples of how Mary's look shaped her career appears in a lengthy 1941 newspaper feature by Harold Heffernan, Hollywood-based editor of the Detroit News. The article, which also appeared in the Milwaukee Journal and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, ran under headlines like, "Homely Girls Doing Fine. Even if you are no raving beauty, you can make a good living in pictures by being clever and comical," and "Glamour-gutted Hollywood craves homely girls with talent. Not pretty, but their faces and talents pay heavy dividends in a business blanketed with feminine beauty." Discussing Mary together with Martha Ray, Patsy Kelly, Joan Davis, Judy Canova, Charlotte Greenwood, and Mary Blake, the article purported to laud the successful careers of sour-faced actresses who built lasting careers. Offensive by almost any measure, it would never be printed today. For instance, one of the most important casting directors in town emphasized this swamping of the Hollywood beauty market to us and then added, "For more than 2 hours today I have been trying to find a homely girl who can act. It seems impossible to get one. There's beauty everywhere, but not a homely gal in town, at least not one who can act." We don't want to be responsible for a cross-country march on Hollywood by an army of ugly females, but the cold, hard fact remains that while the town is sure-fitted with beauteous ladies, it is mighty shy of big-nosed, long-legged, gangly, clumsy, and skinny girls, who are also good comedians. About Mary specifically, the article says, "She'll never win any beauty cups. That doesn't bother her either. Gangly and hawk-nosed, she was soon known as the youngest character actress on the stage. Some of Woolley's sharper barbs from The Man Who Came to Dinner seem to have stuck to Mary. She has grown up accustomed to people inquiring of her, 'Are you Miss Stomach Pump?' In fact, Mary loves it. If they want to call me Miss Stomach Pump or the homeliest girl in the world or both, it's quite okay by me," says Mary. "It shows I'm building a public. And I want to stay out in Hollywood and make a lot more pictures. I like the climate, and the pay is swell." Being identified with a small group of unattractive women meant occasionally being confused with other unusual-looking performers. Reviewing You Can't Take It With You, the Davis, California Enterprise told readers that if Mary looked familiar, it was because they had seen her in Bewitched as the nosy neighbor Gladys Kravitz. The paper confused Mary with Alice Pierce, a much shorter actress with a sharply receding chin who appeared in the first 2 seasons of that series. Similarly, the mostly reliable Internet Movie Database for many years put Mary in the cast of the Jackie Robinson Story, 1951, and a film reference book puts Mary in Andy Hardy's Private Secretary, 1941. But she appears in neither film. Small roles in these pictures were played by actresses whose sharp features merely resemble Mary's. Some sources list her in the credits of High School Confidential, 1958, mistaking an uncredited Helen Klebe for Mary. If she was to get regular work, Mary knew she would have to resign herself to roles that exploited her looks. Why else would she accept in Dance With Me, Harry, 1952, the role of a social worker other characters variously refer to as that old dish mop, that sourpuss, that female bloodhound, and a flannel-eared floozy? Even when her characters managed to marry, they were mocked for their appearance. Typical was a retort directed at Mary in Anna Lucasta, 1949, by Broderick Crawford, playing her husband. Wistfully, she says, "For $100 I could dress like a lady from Park Avenue." Without hesitation, he responds, "It'd take more than $100 to overhaul you." In a 1967 episode of The Red Skelton Hour, Mary's character gets her long-unemployed husband, Skelton, a job as a CBS page. But when she closes her eyes for a kiss goodbye, Skelton slips $2 to another CBS page to substitute his lips for Skelton's. In the TV series Julia, when Diane Carroll's character lands a job interview with actor Lloyd Nolan, who played Mary's husband, he tells Carroll, "Be here at 9, and make yourself as handsome as you can manage. I'm tired of looking at ugly nurses. I married one." Mary's Julia director, Hal Cantor, remembers Mary telling him that when she was a young member of the Berkshire Playhouse Company, she felt self-conscious and awkward about her height, until an older actor told her it takes a tall board to make a good teeter-totter. "And so from then on I stood up straight and I was a tall board," she told Cantor. And she remained a tall board. She held herself erectly and walked with dignity. There was nothing of the clown about her. She was a believable, honest character in everything she played for me.